Hermeticism. Hermeticism is a philosophical and esoteric tradition that originated in ancient Egypt and Greece. It's based on writings attributed to a figure known as Hermes Trismegistus, who is said to be a combination of the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth. The main texts of Hermeticism, such as the Corpus Hermeticum and the Emerald Tablet, were written between the 1st and 3rd centuries AD. The main idea of Hermeticism is that there's a connection between the microcosm, us humans, and the macrocosm, or the whole universe. This is often expressed through the saying, as above, so below. Hermeticism covers many practices and ideas, including alchemy, astrology, and theurgy, rituals to call upon divine powers. This tradition had a huge influence during the Renaissance, inspiring folks like Marsilio Ficino and Pico della Mirandola. The concepts in Hermeticism, like personal transformation, being one with the divine, and seeking out hidden wisdom, have had a lasting impact on Western esoteric thought. Even today, practitioners and scholars are still exploring and learning about the teachings of Hermeticism. Alchemy. Alchemy is an ancient tradition that originated in Egypt, Greece, and later flourished in medieval Europe. Its main goals were to transform base metals into gold, discover the philosopher's stone that could allegedly grant immortality, and achieve spiritual purification. Alchemy involves chemical processes, symbolic rituals, and meditation on transformation. Important texts in alchemy include the alchemical corpus and the works of Paracelsus, which linked alchemy with healing and medicine. Typical terms in alchemy include the philosopher's stone, opus magnum, great work, and prima materia, first matter. Although alchemists failed to turn lead into gold, alchemy laid the foundation for the development of modern chemistry and pharmacy. The spiritual aspect of alchemy, which focuses on self-transformation and the pursuit of perfection, has influenced various esoteric and psychological traditions, such as Carl Jung's analytical psychology. To this day, alchemy continues to capture the interest of spiritual practitioners and scholars who study the symbolism and philosophy behind it. Neoplatonism. Neoplatonism is a philosophical system that emerged in the 3rd century CE. It was founded by Plotinus and further developed by his successors, including Porphyry and Iamblichus. It's based on Plato's ideas, but also draws elements from other schools of thought like Aristotelian, Stoic, and Pythagorean. Neoplatonism says that reality is structured in a hierarchy, with the ineffable one at the top, followed by the divine intellect and the world soul, and then the physical world. It places a lot of emphasis on the soul's journey back to its divine source through contemplation and mystical experiences. Neoplatonism had a significant impact on philosophical thought in late antiquity. Some aspects of Neoplatonic thinking influenced theological developments in certain Christian thinkers, as seen in the works of Augustine and Pseudo-Dionysius, as well as some Jewish philosophers like Philo of Alexandria. Neoplatonism played a major role in the Renaissance revival of Platonism, influencing thinkers like Marsilio Ficino and Giordano Bruno. Neoplatonic ideas have continued to influence Western philosophy, mysticism, and esoteric traditions, including Theosophy and the perennial philosophy. Neoplatonism also influenced art, literature, and modern spiritual movements, contributing to the development of idealism and transcendentalism. Although ancient, Neoplatonism remains relevant in discussions about metaphysics, ethics, and the nature of consciousness. Gnosticism. Gnosticism is an intriguing ancient religious movement that emerged during the early days of Christianity. Gnosticism got a lot of its ideas from the religions of ancient Greece and Rome, which made it quite different from mainstream Christianity. The basic idea behind Gnosticism is that the material world we live in is not the ultimate reality. Instead, Gnostics believed that a lesser, imperfect God created the physical world and that the true, supreme God is beyond this realm. They believed that each person has a divine spark that needs to be awakened and reunited with the supreme God. The Nag Hammadi Library, a collection of ancient Gnostic texts discovered in Egypt in 1945, really helped us understand Gnostic beliefs and practices. These writings, including the famous Gospel of Thomas, show us what the Gnostics were all about. Gnostics were known for their focus on personal spiritual experiences. They practiced meditation, self-discipline, and special rituals to gain insight into the divine mysteries. While the early Christian church viewed Gnosticism as a heresy, its ideas have continued to influence various spiritual and philosophical movements over the centuries. Today, many people still find inspiration in the Gnostic concept of the inner divine spark and the search for true knowledge. Cabala. Cabala is a deep Jewish mystical tradition that started in the 12th century. It aims to uncover hidden meanings in the Torah and gain a deeper understanding of God and the universe. At the heart of Cabala are the 10 Sephirot, or divine attributes, in the Tree of Life diagram, which shows how they connect. Cabala places a lot of importance on the power of the Hebrew language. Each letter and word is thought to have spiritual significance. Some key texts are the Zohar, a mystical Torah commentary, and Sefer Yetzirah, which looks at how the world was created using the Hebrew alphabet. Kabbalistic practices include studying sacred texts, meditating on the Sephirot, and using Hebrew letters for spiritual purposes. Cabala has also influenced Western occultism and has attracted a diverse group of people seeking divine mysteries. It's still a key part of Jewish spirituality, with a focus on personal growth and a deep understanding of the divine. Cabala's enduring wisdom continues to inspire and guide spiritual seekers from all walks of life around the globe. Esoteric Christianity. Esoteric Christianity, a complex tapestry of inner teachings and mystical interpretations of Christian doctrine, traces its roots to the early centuries of the Common Era. Emerging from a blend of Gnosticism, Hermeticism, and Neoplatonism, it seeks to uncover hidden spiritual truths beyond literal scriptural interpretations. Key figures in its development include Origen, Pseudo-Dionysius, and Jacob Boehme, who contributed to its rich theological and philosophical foundation. This tradition emphasizes personal spiritual experience, symbolism, and the pursuit of divine knowledge or gnosis, often incorporating practices such as meditation, theurgy, and alchemy. Major esoteric Christian movements include Christian mysticism, Rosicrucianism, and Martinism. The 19th and 20th centuries witnessed a revival of interest through Theosophy and Anthroposophy, which blended Christian esotericism with Eastern concepts. Modern esoteric Christian groups like the Ecclesia Gnostica and various initiatic orders continue these traditions today. While exact membership numbers are elusive due to the often secretive nature of these groups, esoteric Christian ideas have significantly influenced mainstream Christian thought, New Age spirituality, and Western esotericism broadly, leaving an indelible mark on literature, art, and philosophy. Rosicrucianism. Rosicrucianism is a spiritual and philosophical movement that emerged in early 17th century Europe. It's based on the teachings of Christian Rosenkreuz, a legendary figure said to have founded the movement. Rosicrucians believe in ancient wisdom, mysticism, and the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. The movement combines elements of Christianity, Hermeticism, Cabala, and alchemy. Rosicrucians seek to understand the universe's mysteries, achieve spiritual transformation, and develop latent human abilities. They emphasize personal study, meditation, and rituals to gain esoteric knowledge. Rosicrucianism has influenced various occult and esoteric traditions. Several modern organizations claim Rosicrucian heritage, including Amorsi, Ancient Mystical Order Rosae Crucis, and the Rosicrucian Fellowship. These groups offer teachings, correspondence courses, and initiations to members. Rosicrucian ideas have impacted literature, art, and Western esotericism. The movement's symbolism, such as the Rose Cross, remains significant in occult circles. Despite its secretive nature, Rosicrucianism continues to attract those interested in spiritual development and mystical knowledge. Freemasonry. Freemasonry is a fraternal organization dating back to the late 16th or early 17th century. It evolved from medieval stonemasons' guilds into a symbolic and philosophical society. Freemasonry has approximately 6 million members worldwide, with about 1 million in North America. The organization is structured into local lodges governed by grand lodges. There are 3 primary degrees: entered apprentice, fellowcraft, and master mason. Additional degrees exist in appendant bodies like the Scottish Rite and York Rite. Freemasonry emphasizes moral and personal development using allegorical tools and architectural symbolism. Key tenets include brotherly love, relief, and truth. Members must believe in a supreme being, though Freemasonry is non-sectarian. Notable Freemasons include 14 U.S. presidents, from George Washington to Gerald Ford. The organization has influenced society through charity work, with North American Freemasons donating over $2 million daily to various causes. Freemasonry has faced controversy, including accusations of secrecy and conspiracy theories, but remains a significant social and philanthropic force globally. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn was founded in London in 1888 by William Robert Woodman, William Wynne Westcott, and Samuel Liddell MacGregor Mathers. It was a groundbreaking magical society that had a significant impact on Western esotericism. The order drew on Hermeticism, Cabala, Tarot, and Egyptian mythology to create a synthesis that claimed lineage from ancient mystery schools. It organized itself into 3 orders with a grade system of spiritual advancement. By the 1890s, it had around 300 members, including some big names like W.B. Yeats, Aleister Crowley, and Arthur Edward Waite. The Golden Dawn practiced ceremonial magic, divination, and astral projection, developing magical tools and rituals that are still used today. Despite its relatively short lifespan, which ended in 1903 due to internal conflicts, the order's impact has been profound and long-lasting. It popularized the Cabala in Western occultism, influenced modern Wicca and Neopaganism, and its teachings continue to shape contemporary Western esoteric traditions and magical practices. The Golden Dawn's legacy lives on through numerous offshoots and published materials, cementing its place as a cornerstone of modern occultism and magical study. Theosophy. Theosophy, which means divine wisdom, is a spiritual philosophy founded by Helena Blavatsky in 1875 with the establishment of the Theosophical Society in New York. It combines Eastern and Western mystical traditions, aiming to uncover universal truths and promote human brotherhood. Some of its key teachings include the unity of all existence, karma, reincarnation, and the evolution of consciousness. Theosophy says there are masters of wisdom who guide humanity's spiritual development. The movement grew fast, reaching 45,000 members by 1920. It influenced important figures like Mahatma Gandhi, Rudolf Steiner, and Wassily Kandinsky. Theosophy's main books are Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine, 1888, and Isis Unveiled, 1877. The society split in 1895, leading to multiple theosophical organizations. Theosophy had a big impact on Western esotericism, New Age spirituality, and art movements like abstract expressionism. It introduced many Westerners to concepts of Eastern philosophy, particularly Hindu and Buddhist ideas. Anthroposophy. Anthroposophy is a spiritual philosophy developed by Rudolf Steiner in the early 20th century. It came out of his involvement with Theosophy and his desire to create a spiritual science for understanding the spiritual world. It was founded in 1912 and believes in an objective, intellectually comprehensible spiritual realm. It also views humans as threefold entities of body, soul, and spirit, incorporating concepts of reincarnation and karma. Steiner's output was huge, with over 6,000 lectures and 28 books like Philosophy of Freedom and Occult Science. This laid the foundation for anthroposophy's wide-ranging influence. This philosophy has had a big impact on many different fields, especially education. It's been responsible for setting up Waldorf schools, which now number over 1,200 worldwide. It's also influenced agriculture with biodynamic farming practices, medicine through anthroposophical approaches and products like Weleda, and the arts, particularly in the development of eurythmy and distinctive architectural styles. The Anthroposophical Society, which is based at the Goetheanum in Dornach, Switzerland, has around 52,000 members worldwide. While some people think that anthroposophy is too esoteric and makes some unscientific claims, it still has a big impact on alternative education methods and holistic practices around the world. It's still a big topic of discussion in the world of spirituality, education, and holistic living. Thelema. Thelema is a spiritual and philosophical system created by Aleister Crowley in 1904, based on the revelation of the Book of the Law, Liber Alvel Legis. The core idea is do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, which puts the emphasis on personal will and spiritual growth. Crowley, who was a member of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, combined elements of Western esotericism, Eastern philosophy, and ceremonial magic to create Thelema. The system is based on the AA Astrum Argenteum, Magical Order, and the Ordo Templi Orientis Ota, which Crowley reworked. Thelemic practices include rituals, meditation, and the study of occult sciences with the goal of achieving union with one's true will. Some key texts are the Book of the Law, Magic in Theory and Practice, and The Vision and the Voice. Despite the controversy surrounding Crowley's personal life, Thelema has influenced various occult movements, including Wicca and Chaos Magic. Today, there are Thelemic organizations all over the world, with the OTO having about 4,000 members in 26 countries. Thelema still attracts people looking for a way to develop their spirituality and practice magic. Paganism and Neopaganism. Paganism and Neopaganism encompass a diverse array of nature-based spiritual traditions, both ancient and modern. Historical paganism refers to pre-Christian polytheistic religions, while Neopaganism emerged in the mid-20th century as a revival and reimagining of these practices. Modern pagan movements include Wicca, founded by Gerald Gardner in the 1950s, Druidry, Asatru, and various Reconstructionist paths. These traditions typically share beliefs in the sacredness of nature, polytheism or pantheism, and the practice of magic or ritual. Neopaganism gained significant momentum in the 1960s and 1970s, influenced by the counterculture movement and feminist spirituality. Key figures include Doreen Valiente, Starhawk, and Isaac Bonewitz. Estimates suggest there are 1 until 1.5 million pagans worldwide, with rapid growth noted in census data. For example, the number of self-identified pagans in the United States increased from 134,000 in 2001 to 1.5 million in 2014. Paganism has influenced environmental movements, gender equality discussions, and alternative spiritualities. Despite facing misconceptions and occasional discrimination, pagan communities continue to grow, establishing educational institutions, hosting international gatherings, and gaining legal recognition in various countries. Esoteric Astrology. Esoteric Astrology, a spiritual approach to astrology developed primarily by Alice Bailey in the early 20th century, offers a deeper, soul-centered interpretation of astrological concepts. Drawing from Theosophy and the works of Helena Blavatsky, Bailey presented this system in her 1951 book, Esoteric Astrology. Unlike traditional astrology, which focuses on personality and events, esoteric astrology emphasizes spiritual evolution and the soul's purpose. It introduces concepts such as soul rays, esoteric planetary rulers, and the importance of the rising sign over the sun sign. The system incorporates the 7 rays of divine energy, linking them to planets, signs, and human development. Esoteric astrology also explores the concept of reincarnation, viewing birth charts as maps of karmic patterns and evolutionary goals. While less widespread than conventional astrology, it has gained a following among spiritual seekers and New Age practitioners. The arcane school founded by Bailey continues to teach these principles. Critics argue its complexity and abstract nature make it less accessible, yet proponents value its focus on spiritual growth and cosmic interconnectedness. Esoteric astrology remains an influential subset of modern astrological and esoteric thought, bridging ancient wisdom with contemporary spiritual philosophies. The New Age movement. The New Age movement, emerging in the Western world during the 1970s and gaining prominence in the 1980s, is a diverse spiritual and social phenomenon that blends Eastern and Western spiritual traditions, alternative medicine, and metaphysical beliefs. Rooted in 19th century spiritualism and theosophy, it gained momentum through counterculture movements of the 1960s. Key concepts include holistic wellness, personal transformation, and the belief in a coming age of Aquarius marked by spiritual enlightenment. The movement incorporates practices such as meditation, yoga, astrology, and alternative healing methods like Reiki and crystal therapy. Influential figures include Marilyn Ferguson, whose 1980 book, The Aquarian Conspiracy, popularized New Age ideas, and authors like Deepak Chopra and Eckhart Tolle. While lacking a central organization, the movement has significantly impacted popular culture, with an estimated 20% of Americans identifying with some New Age beliefs. The industry surrounding New Age products and services was valued at $10.6 billion in 2015. Despite criticism from scientific and religious communities for its eclectic approach and lack of empirical evidence, the New Age movement continues to influence contemporary spirituality, self-help culture, and alternative health practices worldwide.